Dubai Marina is one of the most popular places to move to in Dubai. And of course, it's one of the most popular places for tourists to go to in Dubai. When people think about Dubai, they think about downtown and they think about Marina. But should you actually live there? And most importantly, should you actually invest there if you have money? So in this video, I'll be going over exactly that. I'll be going over what Marina has to offer, and I'll be finishing the video off by going over some actual explanations of how much money you should expect to make in this area depending on where you invest. I'll show you some example buildings, some example returns that you should expect, and I'll also be going over some bad returns in this area as well, because I'm not only going to go over the positive, it's very important to also look into the negative in each area. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kevin McKenzie. I'm one of the partners here at GenZone, where we help people relocate to Dubai. We specialize in company formation. We can help you set up your business here in Dubai, get your bank account, residency, and of course, we also help people buy real estate in the UAE, specifically in Dubai. So if you need any of these services and want expert assistance to help you, you can book a free consultation using the link down below. It is free. Don't have to pay anything. Just get on a call and we will help you as much as we can. All right, so let's get started. Number one, I mentioned at the start of the video that a lot of tourists like to come to Dubai Marina. So how many tourists are actually coming to Dubai? Really cool point that I should mention, that in 2023, 17.2 million tourists came to Dubai. And of course, in 2024, this number is actually increased. So a lot of people are coming here, and of course, this is making Marina a lot more busy. Now, before we dive into it fully, a quick overview about Marina. The average price per square foot in this area is about 1,600 dirhams, and the average price for a unit here is 1.85 million dirhams. So why would you live or invest in Marina? Well, number one, it's one of the most popular areas. I mentioned when tourists come to Dubai, they think downtown or Marina. Why? Because these are the best places to be. The most restaurants, the most entertainment. Marina has an awesome beach, and although Marina does have an awesome beach, you can even tell behind me right now, downtown Dubai is building a beach as well. Actually, if I move this down slightly, you'll see over here, and I'll show you some B-roll, that there actually is a beach getting built in downtown. So as you can see right now, they're actually dumping the sand onto this area right here, and they're just gonna keep repeating this. Truck spreads it, dumps it, goes and gets another load, dumps it, and repeat until done, really. But anyway, this video was about Marina. So the types of people that are living here like to be in high-rise buildings. Of course, beautiful luxury apartments can be found here with amazing views of either the marina or the sea view or a nice city view. And if you're an investor, you should expect to make between 6 to 7% in rental yield. Now let's quickly go over the Dubai Marina map. So as you can see, there's a lot of cool landmarks. There's a lot more, of course, but the most popular one is the Dubai Marina Walk. You can walk for about 1 hour, even an hour and a half. Just beautiful walk. You can see all the water. You can see yachts and boats driving by. Beautiful views of skyscrapers. It's just a great walk. You have Pier 7, which is attached to the mall, the Marina Mall. Each floor has a different restaurant. Really cool atmosphere there. You have the mosque. You have the Dubai Marina Yacht Club. So if you rent a yacht for the day or for a couple hours, you would get picked up from this area right here. And there's a lot more. There's a metro that's connected here as well, of course. So this is a very big selling point. It already has a metro. It's not something that's coming in the future. It's already there. And like I mentioned, the Dubai Marina Mall, which is attached to Pier 7. And finally, the biggest selling point, in my opinion, the Marina Beach. People love the beach here. It is so full. It's jam-packed. There are some private beaches with some of the residences there, for example, with Address JBR. As you guys might remember, I made a video about Address JBR where I showed you a luxury apartment there with a beautiful private beach. But there are a lot of public beaches as well, and of course a lot of private beaches for hotels and for people who just want to pay for the day. But if you look at the area, you'll see that it's relatively compact. You'll see some planes over here, and you'll see that there's no airport there, but this is where people get picked up. They fly into the sky and skydive out of the plane. And you'll also notice that Marina is right beside Palm Jumeirah, one of the biggest attractions in the world. And finally, one other important strip to keep in mind is this area right here, which is called Emaar Beachfront. Very popular place. The price per square foot here has shot up a lot, and a lot of people have made a lot of money with this area. And of course, Marina is on a major highway, Sheikh Zayed Road. You can see it right here. Now moving forward, how much should you pay in rent per year if you live in Marina, or how much should you rent out your apartment for? On average, studios go for 94K. Of course, everything is in dirhams per year. A 1-bedroom is 124,000 on average per year. A 2-bedroom is 196,000 dirhams per year. A 3-bedroom shoots up to 258,000 dirhams per year. And a 4-bedroom shoots up to 348,000 dirhams per year. Now let's dive into the rental yields. I said you should expect between 6 to 7%. Is that true? So let's go over some actual data. These are not made up, these are actual figures. So here's an expected rental yield in Aura. For example, this building right here, you can buy an apartment for 1.4 million dirhams and it is currently rented out for 135,000 dirhams, which gives you a 9.64% rental yield. Now, with that being said, that is very high. But you can see that it is not something abnormal. Here's another example. This apartment costs 1.9 million. It sold for 1.9 million and it's being rented for 160,000 dirhams, which is an 8.38% yield. And here's one more example where it was sold for 1.8 million and it's rented and giving someone 8% yield, 8.7%. So now here's another example, Silverine Towers. You can see that you can buy it for 1.5 million and rent it for 100k per year. And of course that gives you a 6% yield. The other one below that, it's being rented at a similar rate, giving another 6.4% yield, which is good. This is average. This is, something that you should expect when you're renting an apartment in Marina. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you're investing in real estate, of course, you should aim to get at least 6% because the banks are giving you 5%. Of course, the banks are not giving you capital appreciation. It's just a return on your deposit. But at the same time, you should expect to get something better than what the banks are giving at least, which again, the banks are giving 4 to 5.5%. But again, the banks are not giving you appreciation on your deposit. It's just a return, right? So with real estate, at least you get that appreciation as well. Even if your rental yield is a little bit lower, it can be acceptable if the property value does go up, right? So for the two examples that I showed you, Silverine Towers and Aura, let's go over what you could have made. So for example, if you bought it in 2009 right from the developer at 943,000, you would have been able to sell it for 1.5 million today. But obviously that's a long time to hold on to a property. As you can tell, it was sold multiple times here. Weirdly enough, all in 2012 for this one specifically. But either way, from 2009, it was 943,000. Now it's 1.5 million. So pretty good gain there. This is on a 1-bedroom apartment, which currently now yields 6.4%. Now moving forward to Aura Harbor Tower 2, you can see that it is now giving its current owner a 9.5% yield, which is insanely high. And it was sold by the individual in 2017 for 973,000. So unlike the previous tower, the appreciation here has been a lot quicker in the recent years. So you can tell from 2017, they had a similar price point to what this property had in 2009. So pretty incredible stuff here, really good gain. And as you can see, it was sold in 2021 for 1.6 million, which before that it was 800k. So let's pay attention to the value here. 973k, they then sold it at a loss for 800k. It was then sold again at the same price during that same year at 800k. So whoever bought this property lost money because they had to pay for the 4% DLD and all these other costs associated to buying a house. And then they sold it in 2023 for 1.6 million. So they doubled their money in 2 years, which is very, very impressive. With that being said, that person who then bought it at 1.6 million actually sold it at a 200,000 dirham loss the next year. That's pretty interesting. Even if this person held on to this property at 1.6 million and they did not sell it, even that person would have made an 8.4% rental yield on what it is currently rented at. So this is still a good price for the property. Whoever bought it at 1.4 million got a steal for this property because 9.5% rental yield is insane. That's very, very high. And if you don't really know how to value properties, you should look at the rental yields. This is a direct indicator of the value of the property. If you're getting a low rental yield, you're overpaying. If you're getting a high rental yield, you're getting a good deal. So keep that in mind. Now, moving forward, I want to talk about Ocean Heights because I mentioned I wouldn't only talk about positive things. Let's talk about this property here, or this building that actually does not have impressive capital appreciation. So the rental yields are okay. You're getting about 3%, 4%, 5%, and in this case it's 1.7%. That's just because it's not a yearly rental. I want to highlight that. It's not at 1.7% for the entire year. But here's the expected capital appreciation, or actually I should say the historical capital appreciation. Whoever bought this in 2010, in both cases, because these are two different units, same building, it's not a unique case, They bought it for 2.8 million. This person bought it for 3.6 million. So let's go one by one. They bought it for 2.8 million in 2010. It then resold in 2024 at a loss at 2 million, so an 800,000 dirham loss. But then if you take a look, they then sold it at a profit the same year, so at the end of the year, for 2.6 million roughly. Now with that being said, if you can see right here, I don't even think the property is really worth that much because you're only getting a 4.75% yield. Plus, you didn't really get good appreciation over the years. From the developer to whoever has it now, it was actually a loss. And like I mentioned, it's not a unique case. And then if you take a look at the right side, this is not a unique case. So this person bought it for 3.6 million and then it was resold in 2015 for 1.75 million. So that's a huge loss already. And then it was resold in 2024 at another loss. So for 1.558 million. This is really, really bad. You would like to see ideally better returns. So now let's go over some cheap units you can find and buy and rent in Marina, and then I'll go over some luxury ones. So starting off with the low end units, you can see that it often starts off at around 600K. That's like the bare minimum you'll be paying in Marina for a studio, for example. You'll see them listed at more, of course, on Property Finder, Beirut, etc. But this is what you'll expect to actually pay, around 600 to 700K. Now, with that being said, the rental yields in these buildings are actually not too bad, right? You're getting about 5% to 6% to 7%. So it doesn't matter if you're buying something really cheap, you're still going to be able to rent it out at a decent price and get good rental yield. Now, with that being said, with the more high-end luxury units, you should expect an end user to be buying here. It's a lot more difficult to find someone to rent a luxury high-end unit, but it does happen, of course. As you can see right here, you have the Condor Marina Star unit. We did a full tour of this one right here. I recently saw it. There's another one for sale, so there's a few penthouses available. And you can see that this one is listed for 33 million dirhams. And you also have other really nice penthouses for 20 million and 18 million. That's what you should expect to pay for a luxury property in Marina, around 15 to 30 million. At the start of the video, I mentioned you're nearby everything in Marina. You have literally everything around you. But what about some of the cons of living in Marina? The first thing is, of course, it's a little bit more expensive to live in this area. If you want to get something more budget friendly, it's not going to be for you. The second thing is that it is very crowded. There's a lot of stuff around here, a lot of entertainment, a lot of stuff. So of course, with that being said, there are a lot of people making it very, very busy. And of course, if you want to drive around, Marina is one of the most annoying places to drive because there is just so much traffic. You could literally just sit in traffic and wait there for a 10-minute walk. You could literally be in the car for 20 minutes. A lot of the time, whenever I go to Marina, I'll end up going there in a taxi or driving there, and I just think in my head, oh my God, I wish I could walk to the destination now. Or if I'm in an Uber, I'll just get out and walk because it'll be faster. But other than those little things, Marina is one of my favorite places to live. It is a fantastic location. I can highly recommend it. And there's a reason why it's one of the most popular places in Dubai to live in. And if you're looking to move your business to Dubai or invest in Dubai, you can book a free consultation using the link down below. Me or one of my team members would be happy to assist you to move to Dubai. And if you're not ready to book a call just yet, you can click down below on GenZone and watch all the videos we have on our channel, or you can click and watch this video right here.